Aruvvi. I'm Shankari here. I'm the current VP Finance. Yeah, this is super awkward to interview the person who actually brought me into small changes. So, yeah. Alright, so today we are going to have a short interview session with you to know more about your experience with small changes. So, to begin with our session today,
Okay, so my name is Aruvvi and I'm currently 2023 and I'm in 4th year med school. About small changes, I think I've been with small changes for the past 4 years. Yeah, this is my 4th year if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else? Okay, so when I started off as a facilitator, as a volunteer, and after that, for the past term and this current term, I'm the project director. I retained my same position for this year as well, so I'm the project director for last term and this term. Okay, so to start off with on how I started with small changes, there was nothing in specific which, at the back of my mind, I did not have anything like, volunteerism, helping people. That was not my intention at all. That was my start. Okay, and when I started off because of one of our past presidents called Vimalan. He was the reason why I actually joined Small Changes. It was a lowest point in my life where from being a chatterbox, a funny person, the whole time I'm, being so noisy. When I'm there, it's just so loud. And at one point, I feel like everything crashed down and I felt like it was my lowest. When I say it's my lowest, like nobody will even know that I exist at that place. From being the limelight to like not being there at all. So it was like a drastic change, and that's when Vimalan noticed it. And he was like, just like casual talk, he was like, you know what? Go and sign up for this thing. And then I was like, what is this? He was like, it will make a change in your life. Trust me when I say that. Go and do it. Just do it. So when the first thing that I signed up was Seed of Deeds and SOD. When I first signed up, I did not know anything about it. And I still remember I was late for the interview, for the volunteer interview, the FESI interview. I was late because at the back of my mind, I don't have that idea. I'm like, Hayo, must I do this? So that's how it started. And I don't know what happened. This is my 4th year here. So that happened along the way.
It kind of sounds funny that you were late to like the interview though.
Yeah, my very first interview, I had like them to like text me and call me and they're like, we're waiting here, it's been 10 minutes. This was your scheduled time, and I was like, well, what is this again? And they were like, oh, the small changes interview that you had to go for. And I was like, then I was like, oh shit. And Vimalan texted me, bro, you're supposed to attend an interview. And I'm like, oh, right. In the scene of
I can literally imagine that whole situation, man.
Yeah, so that was so hilarious because he was one of the interviewees as well. So I'm in the interviewer as well, and he went like, I'm also here waiting for you. And he was like, it's not a good start. At the back of my mind, I'm like, it doesn't matter, So, yeah, that's how it started. Yeah, that's that.
But you still got it anyway. And then now look at where you are.
Yeah, so when I got it, okay, this was the part. When I got it, I was like, bro, I got it. And he was like, oh yeah, they need 30 volunteers. So, you just made it because they needed 30 volunteers and only like 35 signed up. So you made it. I was like, okay, so I'm not special. He was like, no. I was like, oh, okay, fine. That's about it.
It was like the start of your SC journey to becoming someone who's like really integral to the committee,
Yeah.
So that's like a really amazing journey, like interesting start to the journey, I must say.
Probably at least not a typical journey, lah. I can get it, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely there's growth, and transition wise, I think we are adapting really well because back then everything was very easy, meeting everybody face to face, physical, and now, due to the pandemic, it was a good transition actually. In the last term we staggered a little bit, but we came back. But this term I feel like we do have plans, backup plans and everything, which actually shows the graph of the growth that we are growing as a community in this sense.
And like, of course, that obvious first question when they ask you at like SC interviews, like which SC values resonate with you? That question?
Yeah, I think it's them before us, of course.
Mhm.
And this one I would actually quote from my SOD Johor 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2019. That's when I actually first noticed it. And my idea towards camps in the beginning was like, what are you gonna do in a camp? 5 days. What can you change in a kid? The kid is not gonna come and tell you after 5 days, oh, I'm great in English, or I love English now, I'm gonna pick it up. The kid's not gonna do that. So I was like, it's pointless, At least ATI, I kind of liked the concept because it was like more than just one visit and all that. But surprisingly, SOD became my favorite about like when I started off. So it was all about me, of course. The first time I was just like, no proper place to sleep. What is this? What is that? Everything is not like what we expect it to be. I was like, you guys are an NGO, y'all collect money and y'all don't give us place to sleep properly. Deep down, that's what's going at the back of my head. And then I was like, then I saw they were like, oh, Fassie's got to sleep with the beneficiaries. I was like, you mean the same house? Then they were like, yeah, you're going to take care of the kids. And I'm like, they're 16. Are you kidding me? And they were like, yeah, you guys got to do it anyway. So I went like, okay, fine. And in the beginning, the kids were like, so how to say, when I started off, the kids were, when they first came in, they were like, oh, kakak ini, kakak itu. And I'm like, deep down, I'm like, bro, I'm as lost as you. I can't help you, like literally. I'm like, I'm sleeping here. And they were like, oh, kakak, ada itu insect and all that. I'm like, exactly, I'm scared also. I can't do anything, like literally, I'm not going to do anything. So I was like, so in the beginning, I feel like it was all about me, about me not being fine, me not having what I had, like, of course, I don't have a bed that I have at home there. It's not a clean environment like what I expect it to be. I don't get to shower like heater or whatever, twice a day even. So, by the third day, I think the second or the third day, I realized like how it was important for me to prioritize their needs, what they wanted it. Actually did not come by me, thinking about it, but it just became a part of me. Like I was more concerned about like, adik hari ni dah mandi tak? Okay tak air? Like even that concern, actually I realized it once I came back, I reflected back, and I progressively saw change in me throughout that 50 days. So that was what I thought is like, okay, this is really them before us.
I mean, because I never got the opportunity to experience physical camps. Obviously, it sounds like so. Yeah, you said that them before us is the value that you resonate with most? I'm just curious, like was that the value that you mentioned as well, like in the interview, like that first interview they asked you during the facilitator interview? Did they ask that question?
Yeah, they did, and I was like, what are the values again that you're expecting? Like I told you, I was clueless, so I didn't know. They were just like, oh, we have 4 values. They just introduced it to me then, and we just moved on.
Okay, so I guess the next question is
about the team. Yes, I feel like when I joined till now, I tend to meet a lot of like-minded people, but that's not a reason which made me stay. There was like a plus to it. My whole point of staying was just I loved what I was doing. So I enjoyed the process of it. That's the only reason why I stayed. But about the people in the team, surely it's a great bunch of people to work with because we are all working towards the same goal at the end of the day. Various milestones, but the same goal at the end of the day. So that's great in that sense. And I've really picked a lot and collected numerous friends from small changes, actually, regardless, at least from the team or as a facilitator as well as a part of the community.
Like your journey with SC, do you think it's been good so far? Like, was it what you expected when you first joined as a facilitator?
When I first joined as a facilitator, of course I didn't have a goal. this sounds ridiculous, but my first goal was actually to like prove them wrong that a camp is not going to help in changing anybody's life. I'm not kidding. That's what when I first joined, I wanted to tell it to people and like, bro, it's not going to help. So I don't know what are you doing. And instead, the camp proved me wrong. Okay, I had a very emotional experience there as well. So the camp totally proved me wrong. And the next time when I joined, I told myself, okay, from there I picked it up and I was like, I can make a change in somebody's life, and a positive one, of course. And that is the one which consistently made me stay. So my goal hasn't changed in that sense. I want to make a change in my beneficiary's life, regardless if it's just 1% or 100%, either one. I'm good.
I think I was very surprised to hear that your goal coming in was to prove small changes wrong.
You know, it's like, it's crazy. What the heck? You know, something like that. But okay.
Interesting lah. I feel like your whole journey coming into SC.
Yeah. It was when I think back, I'm just like, damn, what a journey. Nobody even thought it will last this long. Even whenever Vimran sees me today, he's like, you lasted and you are still in it. And I'm like, he's like, even I'm out of it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Probably my last term lah, but then I would still come back as a facilitator again. That's for sure.
Aww. Kind of sad to hear that it could be your last term. I really hope, SC continues to see you or have you, because you're a really good like project director and stuff like that, I think being a project director is like one of the most stressful like positions to hold, and I really admire that you have, you balance it with your workload, like your school and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is hectic, but it's finally something that you like to do. You just get it done anyway.
So honestly, that was the last question that we had for you. So I guess we can end the session now. So before we finish this recording, is there anything you want to say to people who were like you initially, you were skeptical joining SC and stuff like that?
Volunteerism, actually, it starts out of nowhere. It can be something incidental like what happened to me, or it can be something intentional that you have it at the back of your mind. But then I think no matter what, show up and just do it. Like at the end of the day, whatever the result is, you will thank yourself for it, that you even attempted. So I think that's about it. So whatever it is, just show up and just do it.